welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Board here on a Tuesday, the Barnes and Tony Show, and the day of the Major League Baseball trade deadline. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, dude. Excited to see what type of moves, transpire. Obviously, recapping some of the moves that already have happened. But should be interesting to see, what both our teams, do as the deadline is looming. I believe it's 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it's
time.
kind of interesting. As far as I'm concerned, I think that's the first time it's ever been 6 p.m. It's always 4.
Yeah, it was, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. So I don't know, kind of weird, but nonetheless. And I mean, I feel like regardless, too, there's always like deals breaking after the deadline anyway. So I guess it really doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. That is true. Do you, in a way, miss the way it used to be with that second deadline, on August 31st, or do you think that the one deadline creates a sense of urgency and in a way makes it more exciting?
Yeah, I like the one deadline thing. I don't like the secondary deadline. I mean, I guess at the time, maybe I didn't think much of it, but I think now it's better. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because then you think like, well, without that second deadline, maybe the Astros in 2017 don't get Justin Verlander, changes history. And if you think about it just from a common sense standpoint, it does make sense. Like, there's a deadline. Why is there something secondary with waivers and all that shit? Like,
right.
So to what you're saying kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think the timing makes sense just in terms of, so having the deadline now, more or less, we're talking about a little over 2 months left in the season. Is that the right time for the trade deadline, or do you think it should be moved back a little bit?
It's a great question because I was really thinking about this yesterday too. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, from the All-Star break especially, it's so quick. I feel like that All-Star break doesn't really. I don't know. It's just odd that it's so close to the deadline.
Like, do you want to see the team play more before you decide what moves they're going to make post All-Star break?
Yeah,
is what you're
exactly. So
yeah.
I guess maybe move it up. But it's so crazy because then you even more so limit that time in between the All-Star break. I mean, should the deadline be at the All-Star break?
No, that feels too early. But if you think about it, if you split the difference, would that kind of be perfect if it was August 15th?
Yeah, I think so.
Because then, I mean, you're still getting the player for, what, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
It does feel quick, though, and then it's like you have assets, and then it's like if the player doesn't resign, you don't make the playoff. Like, it just seems like you waste, assets, but then at the same time, you have the roster crunch in the offseason. But I don't know. That always, bothered me, and I think that happened in the Mets with, I forgot who it was. There was somebody that they acquired, and they gave up, somebody pretty good, and then that guy barely played, got injured. It was 3 years ago or something. I wish I remembered.
3 years ago.
I don't know if it was a reliever or an outfielder, and he was just terrible with the Mets, and they gave up somebody pretty good. And I think it was in the beginning stages of the sports board, but I just remember something like that. But an example of what I'm talking about,
right.
where you really have to be careful with what you give up, and obviously teams want to go for it, but
right.
sometimes big mistakes are made at the same time, like the Twins trading Luis Heel for Jake Cave.
Jake Cave, where is he?
I don't know. Could you tell me?
I literally cannot tell you.
And we do have a couple comments to get started here.
Oh, yes, we do, dude. Look at this. We have Josh B hitting it early and often, right at the buzzer. 10 a.m., baby. Clocking in on time. Says, what up, fam? Great day for Yanks and Mets, he says. Hashtag TCA, hashtag Sportsboard, hashtag DTV. And then Lonnie, you know what the deal is. Commenting right away. Nice golf hat.
Now, What's your thoughts? I didn't really consider this a golf hat. Almost seems more like a sailing hat, Tony, if you think about it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know much about sailing hats, but in my experience, I feel like a lot of golf hats do have like the little ribbon.
Okay. Okay. The
cords.
ribbon. I think it's just more maybe, I don't know if it's color scheme or this or maybe, but you know what? Everything's changing now. It's all becoming
knows,
one.
dude?
So you could wear anything. I mean, like before we know it, I mean, you could wear a suit and jacket out on the course.
Yeah.
Like they used to back in the day. Because, Phil brought back the long sleeve button up. Remember that?
Oh,
Button
yeah,
down, whatever. A
dude.
couple years ago.
And then I don't know what you think about this next comment, but he says, let's not get any chest hairs
Now,
on the microphone this morning.
A little exaggeration or no?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's definitely. I mean, I guess he has some attention to detail, Lonnie, huh?
Yeah, but right. I mean, I
know?
think everybody at this point, like, I think at this point, if you go like all the buttons
Right.
or even like two, I don't know, you're kind of a chief, no?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I feel like I normally go 2. I'm looking at it right now.
Isn't it weird though? Sometimes 2 is good. Sometimes 2 seems too high.
Yeah. I guess depends on the shirt and the cut of the shirt. Never go 3. And then people who like get like, oh my god,
I can't even remember the last time I saw somebody go full button up.
5th grade.
But at one point though, I mean, that was prevalent.
It was, dude. So funny.
And he also says it is more of a sailor hat because of the robocross. It's interesting. So sailor had it first. Golf copies.
Wow, what's going on here? I don't know. Sailor hats, dude.
You just never know what you're gonna get.
You ever go sailing?
No, nope.
Really? I feel like that's a big like for Connecticut. I mean, I see people sailing all the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like maybe like I almost think I might have when I was like 7 because my grandparents lived on a lake. I think I mentioned this to you before, a while ago, but Beaver Dam in Stratford, actually. So they used to have a couple of sailboats, and I think I went out like once with my dad, but I didn't like the whole thing how it's like so easy to tip over and like all that stuff. Yeah. So I think, but very limited. Why have you?
No, never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your mother says hi, fellas.
Mother in the house. She's got to be at work, I would think by now. But hey, mom,
playing hooky.
On a Tuesday?
Hard to do it.
Yeah,
hard to do it. Appointments.
Mm-hmm. People get tight, you don't show up.
Danny's busy at Manny's, right?
Ronnie's back in here. Says, "Come on, Tony. It's all about the details." Yes, it is. Ronnie says, "Bonds at sea." Peter's voice.
Peter Rosenberg? Would he really say it like that?
I don't know.
Or maybe you did a bad imitation. Possibly.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Does Peter say that? I don't know. Dude.
I don't know. I did see, what is it? He's with Bart today.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Yeah. Obviously, they're trying to promote 10:50 a.m. Right? Which is like, I don't know, dude. I mean, maybe I should tune in maybe a little bit after. Well, I guess it's right now, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the problem. It literally has been at 10 o'clock every time.
But I feel like, dude, because Mike and I started tuning into AM as they're making that switch, and it's like, I don't know if they're gonna change it, but I feel like the audio quality is like significantly like worse.
It's from Windhorse at Sea. I don't know what that is. Is that a movie?
I got nothing, dude.
Wow. And if Tony doesn't know the movie reference, then there might be some issue there.
Oh, something about Beach Bash 2019.
I still, how does this relate to? Oh, he says no, Brian Windhorse.
Oh.
But why I don't know. I still
I got nothing, dude.
Yeah, is it possible, Tony, that for a change here, Lonnie could be the person searching for it?
I think he is kind of searching for it here, dude. And maybe it's the theme for today. Other people searching for it.
I thought he was calling in the way
Lonnie
you had your phone like that.
No. I actually was gonna check out 10:50 a.m. and see what it sounds like.
But yeah, no, with the AM, I mean, I always listened to the fan on AM.
Yo, I'm excited.
But this is from the app.
This is from the app.
But would the app sound different than what the AM would sound like?
I don't know.
It's just always that I can't even like describe what it is. It's almost like there's like just that sound that an AM broadcast has.
Yeah, it's just different quality. It must be the frequency, obviously. And I wonder if it is the app. Well, I don't think so. Because the FM, it sounds the same as the app. So,
yes. So it's
I would
it's the
imagine
AM.
it's like a direct.
But it just
there.
depends if the reception's coming in good. And he says it's a drop. You have to listen to the show to understand. And I don't know about you, Tony, too, but I know there is the app. But I've told you
Lonnie's
this.
calling in now.
Oh, here we go.
All right, hold on. Stand by, Lonnie. Let's go. Let's get to the bottom of this. All right. I'm not a mysterious man here. All right. I like answers. Hold on. Don't talk. I'm using the Bluetooth and oh no. All right, we're dialed. Lonnie, you're live. What's up, dude?
Yanni.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I feel like first time, long time for a call, right?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Nah, I called them yeah, it's probably been a minute, but I think I called them like 2 weeks ago.
No.
I
At
don't
least
know.
a month. At least a month.
Let's call it a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, yeah, but yeah, I've been out here, grinding and all of that. First off, good morning, shout out to the company and all of that. First of all, what I was trying to say is because you said, did he ever, because he was from
Sail.
Connecticut, has he ever owed a sale or anything like that? So basically, Brian Windhorst was doing like a report or something for like the NBA, I think, and he was on a boat or something like that. And then Peter was like, Windhorst at sea. So I'm basically saying Barnes at sea.
But was that like on their show or they just
No. It was on ESPN, and I think Peter was watching it, because it was in the studio, and he just so happened to just like I think they all started talking about it because Peter had noticed it, and then he just blurted out Windhorst at sea. It was hilarious.
Oh, okay. It makes a lot of sense now, especially the Brian angle, right, Tony?
Oh yeah, dude.
Exactly. That's basically all I was trying to get at. But what's up? Mets look good last night. Yankees look good last night.
What's with everybody leading with the Mets, Tony?
Alphabetical. It's natural.
No, I was giving Tony shit because yesterday's show that the title was Mets and Yankees weekend recap, even though the Mets lost 2-3, Yankees won 2-3, and then today Mets and Yankees. Like, what is with the Yankees not being the lead here?
Why do you always feel the need to like do this? What is wrong with you?
You know what it is, honestly. Growing up, I was just
they own us this year, so
but I was programmed like that. It's like
programmed.
Listen, the Mets, unfortunately for their fans, unfortunately for the Tonys,
not a good word to use
of the world, that they're always kind of irrelevant. So it's just like, to me, it's just been hard to like take it seriously. And like, I mean, I'm interested in your opinion because I've just thought, listen, they've been on a good run. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my God.
But you're honestly telling me, Lonnie, especially let's say they don't do anything else before the trade deadline. Like, you really think they're a serious contender?
Who, the Mets or the Yankees?
The Mets.
For the wild card, yeah, possibly they could make things happen. Their pitching is going to probably fall off a cliff, but
I just, what, it's tough. I've heard really all of them talk about it. Dan, Dave, Rick, and it's like about this team being special. They should get this guy. That. And I just feel like for them, with the limited assets that they have, to give up any of those to acquire stuff just for the stretch run this season is terrible to do. And I don't think they will do it because I think Stearns has some more restraint than that.
Yeah, that's true. But I do think they might go out and get maybe a starting pitcher. Maybe. I don't know. I doubt that.
I don't know. I mean, I think they kind of need to. And I mean, in terms of assets, I mean, there's a good amount of assets they can give up that isn't crazy. They have
they're going to ship off Beatty?
Yeah, Brett Beatty would probably be one.
They mentioned I think they were saying for Blake Snell. They actually mentioned that on
Blake Snell is really interesting, dude, because I mean, I don't know. I was a proponent of getting him in the offseason. And Brian, I mean, I don't know, man. I really do think if that guy was acquired by a team in the offseason, had a full spring training, he probably would have been a reasonably good pitcher this year.
Yes.
But I think just because of that whole thing, just totally like blew it. I think for his entire year, him coming in late, not ready for the year. We've even seen it with Monty too. And obviously it's, I mean, the price for Snell was probably too high at the time, but I don't know, I think
It was too.
it was. And maybe that's a mistake on his part, but I still think the Mets should have got him, honestly. And they definitely could be using him in the rotation right now. That's for sure.
And I'm reading this. I guess they mentioned some teams, but they're saying the expectation is that he's going to stay. Big problem is the fact that there's no certainty whether he accepts or declines the $30 million option for next season.
I would imagine he would, dude. I mean, I understand that, like, it's like, yeah, this guy, former Cy Young winner, like, I mean, this year was not good for him. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna be interested in him now, dude. To pay him that much money.
But you're okay if it like you kind of knew, okay, he's gonna accept that $30 million for next year. Just right now. Like that's it. You have nothing, no indication of how he's gonna perform the rest of the season. Are you comfortable with that? Giving up baby
money, man.
Like if the Mets grabbed him and it was guaranteed he would stick around next year.
No matter how he does, good or bad, you're all in
I would be all about that, dude. I think Snell's a great pitcher. I really do. He's got dealt a bad set of cards, I think, this year.
That's taking away Soto money though.
Yeah, but Soto's not going to the Mets.
I mean, I think
fucking joke.
Not even necessarily the Mets, but for Soto to go somewhere else, I think is
you know what it is, Lonnie. I take pride in the fact that I stay true to myself. Just because I know Mets fans or I'm good friends with the Mets fan doesn't mean that I'm going to change my thought process. I think that's the thing. I'm staying true to who I am.
You're not even nice with it. Like you just straight evil, like a pure.
But is it better than putting dressing on it? Honestly.
Sometimes you got to put dressing on it,
Do you though?
I don't know. Dressing?
No, but I think
but
we always talk on this show that we like how there is no charade act. Everything else in life is a charade and act. Why does this have to be?
Point. Yeah, I stand by Brian. I stand with Brian.
I don't think you probably wouldn't be going as hard if we didn't lose all 4 games to them.
I mean,
the last two horrendous, getting smoked at the stadium. My goodness.
I think I've always been the same. Honestly, I don't think I've changed at all with my Mets take from day one.
And then
I don't think so.
The great Lindor out here just
that's one thing. And the thing, Tony will admit it too. When there is something good with the Mets, I will acknowledge it. Mm-hmm. Like I've always said about Alvarez. And listen, I mean, it's undeniable the run Lindor's been on. It's been months now.
Crazy.
It is crazy. I did not expect it whatsoever.
But they can all thank Michael K for this. So because it all started in London when he caught that game.
Michael K.
Mm-hmm.
It started when he called what game?
The game in London. Well, it might have been in the midst of it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow, that seems so long ago.
That second game against the Phillies, he was calling that game.
And speaking of really, you mentioned the Yankees too, obviously here. I mean, with both teams, I mean, do you think we're gonna see like several moves? Like, are you hearing anything? Like, what do you think is gonna happen?
No. The Mets probably do a couple more, and the Yankees probably, I think the Yankees might go out and get a start. I just said this on Larry Gordon last night. I think, I wouldn't want to lose Lester, but he's been having a crappy year.
I would like, because they've proposed this, and I don't know if the price will be too high, but trading for Flaherty and then in a separate deal trading Nestor. I like that.
I heard they was trying to go after
Crochet.
Yeah.
The Crochet, they would have to give up Spencer Jones, and I don't know about that,
Yeah, but I heard everybody's up for sale unless it's the Martians. So, and somebody else down there. It's like 2 other players that they.
Well, Lombard, I'm sure, as well, would be. But I just think with Spencer Jones, I just at this point like to keep him. Plus, like I don't like this whole attitude thing with Garrett Crochet. He needs a contract extension to pitch in the postseason.
There's a lot going on with him, huh?
That's the part that's like, bro, what?
Yeah, like nah.
If you postseason, you're gonna prove yourself even more, and you can get more money.
He doesn't. That's not how it works.
Exactly,
That's like Caleb Williams wanting ownership when he was coming into the league. I mean, that was insane.
I don't know what Fingernail Boy was talking about with that. He was bugging.
Fingernail boy. What
Yeah.
the fingernails.
But I don't know. But what do you think, like, too, for the Yankees? I mean, do you think they need to like add another second baseman and get rid of Glaber? That
That's
my
the
thing.
thing.
I think, but
That's
honestly,
the
I think
thing.
that's the most important thing, Lonnie, is not even acquiring anybody, just getting rid of Glaber. Do you agree?
That would be helpful.
Yeah, but
'Cause
again last night, again.
Yeah, saying he just has those moments where you're just like, bruh, what are you doing?
He's not dialed in.
It's just like, what are you doing? And then it's like, Boone can't, or whatever, like, but it's just like, come on, somebody gotta, get in his ass at this point. It's like, bro, like, you gotta stop having these bonehead moments, because it's gonna come at the wrong time. And then that's when it's really gonna be like the topic of discussion. You could kind of get away with it during the season, especially when you up, whatever runs. But still, it still makes you look bad, because you shouldn't be having errors like that. But if you do that in the playoffs or crucial game 7 or whatever, period, playoffs, period, it's just going to be held against you. So
I mean, could you
I don't know.
imagine though, like how we would feel? Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, playoff game, ground ball, a screamer headed towards Glaber. I mean, it's like that's not even a 50-50 proposition that he makes a play.
I wouldn't even say it's like a third.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he leads the majors in errors at second base.
Brutal.
Somebody might break their TV when that happens. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, you're looking at him.
That's why they want to move Chisholm to second or whatever. But who
I thought they want him in
at
third.
I mean, Cabrera. No, well, he played third last night.
Right.
But he obviously has played second more. That was his first career game at third. And honestly, too, if they do trade Glaber and they don't even bring anybody else in, I mean, Cabrera has been heating up. I mean, you might be able to have him play third.
I like Cabrera. He's good. He's solid.
Yeah, I mean, he's better than Mr. Ground Ball, so.
Mr. Ground Ball.
He play a couple positions.
Yeah.
He just does what you need him to do. And the fact that Glaber, said, I'm not moving to third base, just like,
Yeah, it just reaffirms what we already know.
It's stuff like that where it's just like, bro, like,
that is so dumb, dude. Like, what kind of team player are you? Stupid ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I would be like, all right, well, then you're off the team. Like, you're not playing.
And I think too, so my whole thing is, I think if we need to stick with our starters, we're fine. Clark Schmidt's coming back. My whole thing would be get rid of Glaber and bring in 2 relievers. And then I think we're all set and we're ready to go.
Yeah, because Clay Holmes, oh my God, bro. I fucking, like, a little drip comes out every time.
We got to get Fairbanks.
I just feel angst.
Like, if it's like a 3-1 game or whatever, I swear, I just like, oh God, here we go.
That's just beat. Yeah.
It's never like, oh, let me just kick back. All right, cool, we got this. Nah, it's like, all right, now I gotta damn near jump into the screen, make sure he doesn't do this. It's like you almost gotta guide the ball for him sometimes, because that's damn near what he's throwing. It's just Clay Holmes sometimes, man. It's just, it's not fun watching him. Canely either, to be honest with you.
But he actually, I mean, his last couple of appearances, he's been good.
The other night, Weaver gave up the bomb too.
So yeah. Well, and it's weird though, because his numbers are great, but I feel like he gives up a lot of home runs. And then I've been saying we really need to get back to having high-end talent in the bullpen, because the guys like Weaver and like Michael Tonkin and Tim Hill, those used to be our last options out of the bullpen. It was a great story. Oh, we picked up this guy from waiver wire, turn around, he's great. Now all of a sudden we want them to be our closer. Like Clay Holmes. He was one of those guys.
They fishing because Clay Holmes is fumbling the bag. That's exactly what they do. Like, that's why I said, like, if you can't rely on him, nobody's going to be, Mariano, but it's just like,
I mean, it's not even, you don't even need to be Mariano, but you don't need to be that.
Can you not make me so damn nervous every time you come in? Like, that's the problem.
I have an unnamed source saying that,
what is that?
The Astros and the Yankees are battling it out for Yandy. What do we think about that? Yandy Diaz.
Really?
Yeah. Any thoughts there, Lonnie?
I mean, I take him. I hate the Astro. I don't like none of them fuckers. Well, the only Astro I ever liked was George. What's his name? George Springer, right?
George
That's the only one I
Springer.
ever liked.
UConn.
Really? That's right.
The only one I ever, and I still like him. Is he on Toronto now? Right?
He's
Yeah.
on Toronto. He's been struggling kind of some
But
injuries.
yeah, I mean, that's the guy that smacks home runs, right? That's the.
I mean, yeah, last year he had a great year. He hit
That's the guy that
330.
killed us last year.
Damn.
Right?
Even this year, I think he's done some stuff. This year, he's a
He's
little
still,
down, but he's still hitting
270.
270
Come
with
on.
9 homers, 47 RBIs. Plus, I wouldn't want the Astros to get him, and that would be nice. The only thing that I don't like about that is I feel like that really is going to limit Ben Rice's playing time. I really do like Ben Rice.
True.
Yeah, Ben Rice is pretty good. He's kind of in a slump a little bit lately, but he's
The
heating up a
homer
little
last
bit now.
night was nice, so
Yeah.
you hope that gets him going.
That's
And
the thing.
he's had late hits as
But-
well.
I swear, the only thing with the Yankees, I don't know if people realize this, they all are the same besides like Soto, Cabrera, maybe Wells, Volpe. Like those are our only contact hitters. Everybody else.
Aaron
swings to
Judge
the
with
damn-
his 315 average.
Well, I mean, that's obvious. I'm not, come on,
Well,
that's just-
Soto's obvious too. You mentioned him.
But you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I
we
got
don't
you. I
have-
got you.
We was just talking about this, bro. We don't have like contact hitters, bro. Like we need more of that, so that way we're not always worrying about put the ball over the fence. I always say this: you don't need necessarily to always hit a home run to freaking score. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, you gotta, and it's funny. I forgot what show I was listening to the other day, and I was like, that's crazy. Like nobody has said this, but the lack of the shift being in play now. It's still not allowing, extra hits or anything like that. Like, so the shift was taking away a lot of hits because more than likely after, when you would hit it would basically go directly to the person. But now that the shift is not in play, if you haven't noticed, the ball really still isn't in play as much. That's because everybody is just trying to hit home runs. Like, that's why everybody is like so salivating for somebody like Soto because he has such a high contact rate. And he puts the ball in play. Like this man is a double machine.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Who, Juan Soto? You talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah, I guess so.
He's a double machine.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I think what you're saying though speaks to the importance of Yandy. Honestly, I think the Yandy Fairbanks package and Glaber cash player to be named later. That's it. That's all we need.
Wait, you think you're going to get Yandy Diaz and Fairbanks for Glaber and a player to be named with cash?
No, that's a separate deal.
This
Oh,
will be
okay. I was going
about-
to say, I don't think they're going to do that.
No,
What are you going to give up for Yandy and Fairbanks?
I mean, not Spencer, not Dominguez, but I would say honestly, probably Lombard. I'm trying to think of
Just say
maybe
no.
we might have to give up a Chase Hampton or something like that. And I mean, I don't want to give up like Rice and Cabrera, but I don't know. We might have to.
I think you may have to.
He
Yeah.
Cabrera will probably be in the package because he's proven.
Yeah. If
I don't
anything,
know.
Oswaldo would be in there. Yeah.
They were one,
well, Peraza definitely. I just thought about that. We'll try to.
Who's the-
No, also he would be
Peraza,
good.
I
He
mean-
would be good. And also just like come on, like LeMay's done. Like I don't know why he
who's-
wasn't released and Peraza brought up. I understand majors he hasn't done well. Minors struggling a little bit this year. There's no way you could tell me he's not better than the ground ball machine himself. No way.
A lot of money, man.
A lot of money, but either way, the money's spent. It's done. You're not getting out of the deal.
You right? You right
Yeah, I mean it's
You
like.
right about that?
And on top of it, like he's actually by keeping him, he's costing you more money because he makes you lose more games and could potentially prevent you from going further in the playoffs.
I mean, it's crazy because Meredith said it last night. He had such a great, spring training.
Yeah,
He
I
had
heard that.
Freaking,
But
I
I
was just
think
like,
that's nonsense. Injury or not, he was done 2 years ago. We all know that. Come on, talk about window dressing.
yeah, but he was coming back from his other leg injury 2 years ago, wasn't he? So it's like,
Yeah,
it's been like boom, boom. So you can't, at this point, yes, it does look like he's, toast, but you couldn't really, like she said, if he didn't have that, you never know. This would have been a year where you could really say, all right, well, he still might have something in the tank, but now it just looks like he's done. So
yeah. Yeah, and I just think the sooner the better. It just ripping the Band-Aid off. It's almost like the Jets with Zach Wilson.
That's 3 more years, right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot. I don't know. You know the Yankees ain't about to do that.
Or I think it's 2 more after this year, I think. But either way, that's still too many. I'm just seeing here a Heyman tweet. Yankees were told several days ago they don't quote unquote match up for Crochet. Others still trying. And then also Heyman says Yankees Astros amongst teams considering Yandy Diaz. Pirates maybe outside chance.
They don't match up for Crochet because he wants to be paid. We ain't got no money for him.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't like the whole demands thing, and I don't want to give up the farm either. But I say I don't Diaz, like I'm sure it's like a decent price, but I mean, come on, I think Lombard and Peraza and like a minor league pitcher should be way more than enough to get that done.
They might not do much as far as pitching. You know why? Because they're gonna you know how your boy
Clark.
Brian over here. Yeah, exactly. You know exactly where I was going. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna have him coming back. So that's basically like adding somebody off. You know, adding somebody a VIA, a trade, blah, 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 whatever crap that is. Which is kind of true. It's kind of true, but when they try to like frame it like that, it's just like
it's annoying. Yeah, it's definitely annoying.
Yeah, don't give me that crap. So like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna, see what he has, obviously, and then they're gonna just move things around. They're probably gonna move Nestor to the bullpen or Gil to the bullpen, whoever seems like they can't handle it or whatever, or looks better in that situation. So if they don't land one of the other pitchers for a decent package where they don't want to give up too much, that's more than likely what's going to happen. And then they're probably just more than likely going to go out and get another bat that can play second base more than likely.
They got to get Yandy. We can't he's going to kill us in the Astros. I just know it. Tony knows it. I think you know it too, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And Barnes, I'm not going to hold you, bro. I've been sitting back just chilling, but the team is making me nervous now, man. They're getting good again, man.
Yeah, I mean,
like that.
You don't like that what?
I don't like that team, and they're getting pretty good.
Oh, you're saying the Astros?
Yeah, man. They was looking like crap to start the season.
They were.
We went out there, smoked their boots, and then now it's just like, uh-oh.
I still think though they're not the Houston Astros of old though.
Yeah, but Seattle didn't bury them because they playing around just like Baltimore didn't bury us because they playing around like I feel like honestly if the Orioles was winning the Yankees would be looking like dire times right now.
I'm not worried about the Orioles either. I don't think.
Really?
I think everybody got a little too ahead of the game there. Not to say that they're not a good team and they may win the division. I don't think they're a playoff team yet. Like in terms of like advancing the playoffs, would they get swept last year in the ALDS or the wild card series even? I think it was the ALDS.
I think you're right.
I think they did, but I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, no, and I just think the Astros, like even with the hitting, like okay, yes, we know about Altuve, we know about Alvarez, but then other than that, I mean, Bregman was awful all year, and now he's hitting a little bit, but he's not that good anymore, and neither is Jeremy Pena either.
That home run he hit the other night, holy
Bregman?
crap. Whew, yeah, that thing was a towering shot.
Is Kyle Tucker still hurt?
I think it hit the train tracks. That one was gone.
Yeah, I mean, he seems...
Him and Carrera. What was Carrera?
Says he'll return before September. Kyle Tucker.
Oh my goodness, I hated both of them. Like I couldn't stand looking at their faces every time the Yankees played them. Just those two for the most part. Like Altuve, he's just a little freaking liar talking about the tattoos.
Oh my god,
he even had no tattoos on his chest.
Oh my god, it's like, terrible. But honestly, listen, I know because of the past history, it makes Yankee fans nervous. This year, I would love to just take it head on. Let's go Red Sox ALDS, Houston ALCS, and I mean after last night, let's run back the 2009 World Series again, right? Or no?
Yeah, why not, dude?
You sound like one Todd D. Butler. He says something like similar to that, and then we got smoked by Houston.
But listen, though. I mean, I just feel like that would then you would feel like complete in terms of like you finally
We
rose against.
We win. Imagine if we lose again.
I don't know. I just feel like we didn't have
devastated.
Soto. And I like what I see out of Volpe recently too.
Yeah, that was a nice jack last night.
Yeah. So I feel pretty good. It'll be interesting to see what they do at the deadline. Last thing for here, Lonnie. What was your thoughts on the Chisholm deal? I think it was a home run deal. I don't think we gave up too much, and I think he's going to be a big impact. I mean, I know it's only been 2 games, but I think it was exactly what we needed. I like the energy he provides as well.
Yeah, that's what they always searching for, the energy guy. I think it's a good trade so far. Like you said, we didn't really give up much.
We have him for 2 more years after this.
Yeah, right. So, and then I just heard he had like a little attitude issue, but I mean, you need a little attitude here and there.
Oh
so.
my God, yeah, you can't have Aaron Boone's attitude all the time.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
It's right there. It's right there in front of us.
Oh man. Yeah.
If it was right there in front of us, we should be Mr. Fantastic to reach it. My goodness. So,
but it is kind of interesting though. Like, you know what I mean? All of that happened. Wait, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I like the trade so far. He's, and like I said, he's a utility guy. He could go to different places, so that way, if somebody wants to, Boone wants to give somebody a day off, he could go to the outfield. He could put Cabrera at third, things of that nature. And last night he proved his worth in the first inning, giving us the first run with a home run.
Yeah,
I mean the second one count, even though it was off a position play, but it's just like
with Judge's
he got
bat.
it.
Yeah,
with Judge's bat. So
I just think all of a sudden we have a lineup that is actually like strikes fear in people, and it's not like Verdugo's batting fourth. We're just gonna walk Judge.
Stanton's back too, so that kind of like might help, even though he didn't really.
I mean, Verdugo. Yeah, no, he didn't do anything last night. Had some, it seemed like he had some decent at bats though.
But he exactly. He had decent at bats, so that does help the lineup. At least because they have to pitch to him, and when they do that, they give him something. He's lasering that thing right across the fence.
Yeah, and then Verdugo has been hitting. Dominguez is playing, minor league games. So I mean, we could really go back to having one of the best offenses in the league. So,
and that's why That's why I'm saying don't get all fidgety if nothing happens. Because
at this point though, I don't know about you, but I'm more with Yandy. I just don't want him to go to the Astros. So it's almost more just to prevent that in a way.
Ew. Yeah, I'm with you with that. Like I don't want him going there, but if we got to give up the farm in order for that to happen, I don't. I don't.
Yeah, no, obviously it's not worth Spencer Jones.
Yeah, I don't condone all of that. But
listen, let's take him head on.
It was great. It was great talking to you guys. I'm always here.
Hell yeah. No, appreciate it. Anytime, man.
Always a pleasure.
Tony. Hi, Tony's mom, if you're listening.
She's definitely still listening.
Hi. Good morning to everyone as well. You guys get back to work. I'm about to go back to listening to Peter and Bart.
Well, you're listening to Peter and Bart over us, Lonnie?
Wow.
No, I had you on the. If I wasn't listening, you think I would have been paying attention?
You said it.
If I wasn't, listen. I have 2 ears,
Oh yeah.
Hey, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that one, Lonnie.
Y'all be good.
All right, you too.
All right,
Peace.
appreciate it. Thanks, Lonnie. That was a great call. Great conversation.
Yeah, as always, dude.
A couple comments to get to before we get into some more baseball talk here. So your mother saying, Brian, if it were the Yankees, you would say they have a chance, and that's correct because the Yankees are the Yankees, the Mets are the Mets. Continuing the theme. Matthew Ryan saying Yankees won. Gleyber Torres is a perfect Met player. And I know Tony has a couple of things to say about that. And then he says, Tony, Mets won, but they still suck.
Yeah, well, let's pump the brakes there. Obviously, my mother getting in there as well, saying hi, Lonnie, but spelling it a little differently, which is fine. I actually don't even know how Lonnie spells it, but I
It's
would imagine
Lonnie. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I figured. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. In terms of the Gleyber Torres thing, I mean, he's a Yankee, so I mean, he's been a Yankee. He probably will be. He may even be remaining a Yankee. So,
What do you think?
He's
Push
not.
come to shove. Prediction. I'm afraid to say it, but I think they're gonna end up keeping him because Cashman's tight that he can't get anything for him.
I mean, I just feel like that this has been a conversation for quite some time.
Yeah.
And it's like, here he is.
But do you think it's more though the return, or it's literally like barely anybody is interested?
I would imagine a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Limited people interested, return not good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, dude. I still, it doesn't really matter. Like a bag of chips.
Now, do you think any scenario where, I don't know, I always think of like places with like where there's just no pressure or anything, like if he was in, and obviously this wouldn't make sense, but like Miami or Tampa or Pittsburgh, like a place like that, could you see him going somewhere else, change the scenery and being better? Like, or is it simply like 2019, the whole ball situation, he took advantage of it, and I don't know, he doesn't have the drive anymore, even though he hasn't gotten a big contract. So you would think he's still working towards something.
I guess so.
So
I mean,
27.
I feel like it's like a Javi Baez situation. He's just, I mean, look at Baez, like Baez.
At least Baez got paid.
Yes, exactly. He got paid, and then he went to Detroit. People were saying the same thing. Oh, maybe a little different, but no, it's the same guy. He does the same nonsense. Yeah, sure. There's like flash in the pan games or stretches where he hits a clutch home run or he shows off around the bag, something. But at the end of the day, he's making those errors. He's got a bad attitude. I still can't believe he won't play third base.
No, but that's doing us a favor, Tony. That would be
it is. At the end of the day, it is. But like, what the hell? Like, do you have a problem?
Well, no, but also I really think part of it, like you might think it's an attitude thing. He might not be confident in himself for that. He's probably thinking like, "Oh, I'm hearing it now. I'm going to go to third and like, like screamers down the line." He's not fielding those.
Oh no, certainly not, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But just such a weird situation because I just feel like his value after 2019 was so high too. You could have like gotten like good starting pitching for him. He probably was a top 10 player in the league offensively. He was 38, 39 home runs. Crazy. Who would have thought we would have got to the point where we're earning to get rid of him for anything and really would welcome paying his contract just to get him off the team.
Literally.
So we'll have to see what happens. But let's officially go to the world of Major League Baseball.
It's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yeah, what a play. Stop it. Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. Actually, so before we get to any type of like trades or results, let's just get the Band-Aid off on this, Tony. If you could just pull up the scores, because today's the last day of our pick segment. We're a couple behind. I know I promised, broke the promise. Went as long as I could, honestly, though, because we've been pretty flawless here. No math errors, anything.
So we need to go back to
Wednesday.
Last Wednesday.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let me get my notepad out just in case. Get a little thing going.
No, I have it. I'm good.
You got it?
Yeah,
you sure? Okay,
yeah.
all right.
All right. So Yankees in the under 0-2?
I would imagine so. Yep.
Okay. And then Dodgers in the under?
Oh, Dodgers going to be way down here.
0-4. Royals in the under for 0-6?
Royals in the under for
0-6.
Oh, he's in the under. Yeah.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
I think so too. Yeah, definitely first time.
All right. And then next set of pictures. So this is Thursday
here.
Mets in the under.
You had Mets in the under, so 2.
No, this is you.
Oh, this is me. Okay, yeah, 2-0.
Orioles in the under.
3-1.
Rangers in the over.
Rangers and the over is 4-2.
2. Okay. And then Padres over.
1-1.
Dodgers under.
2-1.
Well, it's 4. So what?
Oh,
3-1?
sorry. 3-1.
Rays in the under.
Rays and the under, so it's 4-2.
4-2. Okay, and then on to yesterday.
Yesterday, which was Monday. Okay, ready?
Mets in the over.
It's obviously 2-0.
Rangers in the under.
Rangers in the under. I want to say that's going to be 3-1.
Okay, and then the Cubs in the under.
Hold on.
Tejon hammered.
I know Tejon
Trade
not
value
good.
down.
Down. Over under. I want to say was over 8.5. It was 9.5. So that's what I say. It was
3-1.
3-1.
So you're 4-2.
4-2. Yeah.
Another
yeah.
4-2.
Another 4-2.
And then last thing here, Yankees under, which is going to be 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Jays game 1 under.
Oh,
I know the
game
Orioles won
one
over, so that's 1-3.
1-3.
What a pick segment. Pirates in the under.
Pirates, and the under.
Is it 8.5? Is it 8.5 to get the 3-3, or is it 2-4? 8.5.
It is 7.5.
I've had the under.
Yeah.
So it's 2-4. Holy. So I have no chance to win this. Do we even bother adding it up?
I mean, I guess we should for official purposes.
All right. Let's see here. So that means I can't believe I went 0-6. 0-6. So then that's 4-8. And then what was that? 2-4?
Yep.
4-8. So 6-10. Okay. So that means that I am 70-64. And so, let's see. So you went 1-3, 4-2. So that's 5-5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5-5. And then 9-7. And is that it? Yeah, 9-7. Okay, 9-7. Okay, so that means that 16. So 79 and 55 with 1 rain out.
Scores! He scores!
So with an extra pick, you're up 9. I mean, it's like, I mean, we might as well just start the new pick segment tonight. I mean, it's just not even possible. What are we gonna do every game?
Yeah.
Let's just start a new one. Congratulations, Tony, winning once again. How does it feel?
It does feel pretty good, dude. 79-55 sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a solid performance. We're gonna get a new doc started, so we don't have to do all this scrolling nonsense.
God, dude.
What do you think about some of these trades yesterday? What stood out to me, the Dodgers getting Michael Kopech has had a rough season, but obviously on the White Sox, the velocity's there, the strikeout stuff is there. Their bullpen, has been struggling this year. I mean, do you think that was a good move for them?
For the Dodgers?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I had to say, I would say yes. They definitely need something. Kopech, I mean, again, I don't know. It's always tough for me I know, like, again, you look at his so far, his 2024, I guess he's 2-8, 4.74 ERA. And it's like, I don't know. These guys are always toss-ups. Kopech, I think, is a good pitcher. So, but it's always like, yes, with the Dodgers, we're looking for good pitchers, but he's coming from the White Sox. You're kind of like, I don't know. I feel like you're banking on him thinking, oh, new scenery, I'll pitch better sort of deal, which, I mean, maybe you're in Dodger Stadium. I know. But for me, I feel like I see it like happen more often than not. Sorry, I see it not happening more often than it does. So I don't know. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, Dodgers made a move for a bullpen piece, which is great. Or even if they decide to use him as a starter, I guess. I don't think they would, though,
because they've got their starters back healthy now.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's a flip of the coin for him, dude.
I mean, I think you're thinking Syndergaard is why you're saying this.
Yeah, perhaps.
But I think we can admit. He's definitely got more in the tank than Syndergaard did.
Yeah, probably.
Last season.
But I don't know. Maybe that's just I have like a recency bias. I guess maybe, but I guess time will tell.
But if you had to say something here, and what is he, 28 now?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying he crashes and burns here.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I just feel like that the Dodgers pitchers aren't that great. I mean, I know they have the rotation set.
Yeah.
Their bullpen has struggled, riddled with injuries constantly this season. I can just see like maybe some, down the stretch of the season, maybe even in the postseason, starters don't do that great. Relying on the bullpen, comes in high leverage situations, has to eat up innings, and he just doesn't. Especially I would imagine. I mean, the Dodgers, they're going to be trying to become more competitive down the stretch too. I mean, they're going to probably be relying on Kopech a lot. So I don't know. I don't think he can handle it.
And then also they pick up Tommy Edman after also in a separate deal, bringing back Ahmad Rosario. So the Dodgers making some moves here. I mean, what do you think about that? Edmund and Rosario. I guess Rosario's been hitting. I think he's hitting 300.
He has been
play every day, but Edmund. I mean, those are good numbers. He can play anywhere. I mean,
what's the deal for? He hasn't played at all this year.
Oh, he has. What? Who's that? He really hasn't played this year?
Injured?
Huh. I can't believe that.
Let's see what we got going on here. News. Complete 7-player deal, between the Cardinals, Dodgers, and White Sox for all these freaking guys. I'm gonna see if they have anything on. Cardinals landed Tommy Pham. Wow. Cards wanted more of the deal. Cards win. Doesn't say anything about. Nothing on Edmund.
Matthew Gabriel.
What do you
Let's
say?
go. Come on. I can't believe there's nothing on this, and I didn't see this when I heard about this yesterday.
I mean, there's no way it's a mistake, right? There's no stats for 2024. I mean,
oh yeah. So I mean, he obviously hasn't played yet. Let's see. Oh, he says coming off a wrist injury. He's resided on the Cardinals injury list all season while he experienced a slower than anticipated rehab surgery from October. And has been battling a sprained ankle, but is in the middle of a rehab assignment. So return is imminent, Tony. I
mean, do you think the Dodgers are, again, like, I know I was just saying with Kopech, a little bit of a stretch. Is it kind of a stretch with Edmund right now, too? I mean,
no, because I don't think like they're counting him to play every day. He's just kind of a rotation type of player,
Yeah, I know, but that is tough, dude. Wrist injury, ankle injury.
You don't know. There's risk. There's
definitely a little risk there. And I honestly would love to see, like, let's see.
Lonnie wants to know if you're going to be a Jets fan again this year.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I got it. I got committed, and then I'm not going to stop.
And then I'm seeing this. This must have just been put out there, but Jesse Rogers, I guess he's a reporter for ESPN, but says after landing Jazz Chisholm Jr. over the weekend, the Yankees' deadline day focus appears to be on pitching upgrades for the rotation in the bullpen.
Oh, yeah.
So Yandy, Houston.
Probably no. You never know, though, I guess. But that is tough, dude. I wouldn't want to see Yandy go to Houston. You're going to see them in the playoffs.
But maybe they don't give him, because they don't acquire him because they're asking for too much. Because they did give up a decent amount actually to get Kikuchi,
which is crazy.
And I guess people are saying that so they get Kikuchi from Toronto for Jake Bloss, Joey Loperfido, and Will Wagner, who's an infielder and the son of Billy Wagner.
No kidding.
Yeah, but everybody said a complete overpay, and I've always thought Kikuchi sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of a solid year this year, but I mean, we've been, I feel like, ragging on him. Like
he was having a solid year. His ERA is 4.75.
Yikes! Really?
Yeah. So I can't wait to look at the splits. He
was doing really good to start the year. Like,
all right, let's listen to this. So, so I guess starting in April because only one start in March. Okay. 245 in April, 362 in May, 626 in June. 659 in July. And you're giving up assets for this guy knowing that he's got hammered before. Insane.
That's a bad job right there.
That is a bad
job. Like, what are you looking at? Bad job.
Come on.
Dog would not like that.
So, and then I saw too Justin Turner to the Mariners.
Yeah, I saw that, dude.
I mean, Arozarena homered for them. So, I mean, at least, they're trying things. I like the Arozarena move more than Turner. I mean, I think Turner is kind of
washed, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of like dropping him and picking him up on my fantasy team all year.
It's
And
not
it's just
worth
like
it.
hit or miss. And it
Yeah.
kind of really isn't.
He's too old. He was great for a while, but he's not anymore.
He's so old.
So yeah, we'll see what moves come our way here. So kind of moving along here in regards to last night. And as the title says, some dominant wins last night for both New York teams. Yankees 14-4 over the Philadelphia Phillies, a game that featured 6 home runs, 2 players accounting for 4 of those, Judge and Jazz Chisholm. You have Luis Gil winning his 11th game of the season, going 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. And then, the 1 home run allowed to Brandon Marsh. I thought he pitched great, honestly. And I think they wanted to get him out of Dodge. There were runners on when he was pulled from the game. But I think he pitched great. I mean, not an easy start here going up against Philadelphia on the road, team with the best record in the league, going up against Zach Wheeler. I love what Heel did. And I love what this offense did. I mean, Wheeler only going 5, giving up 7 runs, and 3 home runs.
Worst start of the year by far.
A lot of people didn't see that coming. And I mean, obviously, in a game that features 18 runs, lots of scoring early and often. Judge first inning, I think he leads the majors, or no, he's like in the top 3, or he might lead the majors in first inning home runs, but he's also all-time Yankee history, like top 3 or 4 for first inning home runs. So that made it 1-0. Jazz Chisholm with his first Yankee home run, an opposite field shot to left, made it 2-0. Ben Rice hadn't hit a homer in a while. Hits one to right center, 407 feet. Heel gives up a run on a Gleyber Torres, like kind of bobble that should have been a double play ball. So again, Gleyber making a mistake.
14 first inning homers,
leading the majors by 5, which is great. So that got the Phillies on the board 3-1, makes 3-2. Marsh home run. 5th inning, though, Yankees battle back. Juan Soto, Lonnie talked about a double machine, a double down the line to right, scoring Rice, scoring Volpe, made it 5-2. And then how about Austin Wells, a triple on a ball that hit the wall and then projected forward past Brandon Marsh. So that allowed Verdugo and Soto to score. So 7-2. Marsh with a single makes it 7-3 in the 6th off of Tonkin. And then Judge homering in the 7th made it 9-3. An absolute tank job, 430 feet, made it 9-3. There was a wild pitch by Tonkin, made it 9-4, and then all Yankees the rest of the way. Volpe, a homer, made it 11-4, 2-run shot. Soto, another double, made it 12-4, and then Jazz Chisholm Jr. Homering using Aaron Judge's bat, his 2nd of the game, 388 feet off of Garrett Stubbs, who is a position player with a 31.5 ERA.
Made his pitcher's debut.
Nevertheless, good to hit 2 home runs, your first 2 Yankee home runs, and good to win a game by 10. Boy, Tony, has the narrative changed since this past weekend?
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, you're starting off, with this series here. I mean, exactly the way you wanted it to. You have some great pitching. You have an absolute explosion on offense. I mean, everybody was eating the entire game, dude. Like
40 runs the last 4 games,
which is crazy. I mean, it's exactly what you want. I mean, you were talking about the offense or the lack thereof, really, and how much one player can change, a team's attitude, a team's level of play, and I mean, clearly that's evident here with Jazz so far, which is great. I mean, 2 dingers, obviously gelling well with the dugout and the clubhouse.
Some good plays at third.
Yeah, there we go, dude. And I mean, we, I feel like we talked about it. We never really had any doubt in his, defense.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the athleticism, he's got the hand-eye coordination, to play really anywhere in the field, but obviously it's that elusive bat that's coming alive that I think is really jump starting the rest of this team too. And of course, having Judge around again, like Stanton back too. I mean, we talked about it. Even though Stanton may not, have like 4 for 4 nights or whatever, he's still a body you have to navigate around in the lineup. And again, like with the addition of Jazz, you really brought in 2 other guys at this point that are going to be really hard to pitch against. So I think that's why you saw a lot of different guys hitting last night, and that's a huge victory against a very good team. And I mean, you hit on, probably one of the best pitchers in the league. So let's go.
Yeah, a lot to like. Soto with 3 hits, Judge with 3 hits, Wells with 2 hits. Jazz with 2 hits, Ben Rice with 2 hits, Volpe with 2 hits. And now, we went through saying, geez, who are you even afraid of the lineup? Now that Verdugo's hitting, I mean, really the only spot that is somewhat, I mean, I don't know about you. I know he's looked awful, Tony, but I think when I look at this lineup, the only player that I'm really concerned about is Glaber. I feel like Verdugo is showing signs. I think he's good. Glaber, I just know you can't count him. But other than that, everybody is a presence at this point. Wells has been tremendous. I think his OPS is over 9 the past month.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, that's literally exactly what you want. Like you said, I mean, other than Glaber, it seems everyone else is doing well. Verdugo, I don't know. I mean, I still am a little on the fence
that was a
about
tough
him.
stretch, but recently, I mean, you look at the box scores, every night he's been hitting.
Which is great. I mean, that's almost like what he was looking at the beginning of the year.
Right.
And, you would like to see that, again, hopefully going into September, you can continue to see that, through August, consistently good hitting. Then I figure I'd be like, all right, this guy Verdugo, left field, I mean, he's doable.
Right. Right. Exactly. So love to see it. 3-game winning streak. I think only the second since the middle of June. So obviously great to have that. We'll go for 4 in a row tonight. A pitching matchup of Garrett Cole and Aaron Nola. A 6:40 start, TBS broadcast here. Phillies slight favorites at -120. So really looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah.
The Mets 15-2.
That's right,
last night to Tony's elation.
Elation,
Can we
dude.
say that?
Yeah, I would say I'm very elated
about that result.
About the result, for sure. Again, I mean, another team here starting off their series here at home against the Twins. A Minnesota team too, but that's been surprisingly good. What are they sitting around 58 wins, 57 58 wins. So I mean, a team that started out with solid pitching. Obviously we know about Lopez kind of, bouncing back a little bit after a rough start. And this guy, Woodson here, Woods Richardson, excuse me. I don't know if you remember, but he was originally drafted by the Mets. I forget what they traded him away. They were drafted out of high school. Regardless, he's actually been pitching pretty solid this year as well. And then an offense that has kind of come around a little bit. I think the Twins are certainly no team to be sneezing at. But nonetheless, I mean, the Mets certainly start out this series with a bang here. I mean, 15-2. Double-digit win here, and I mean, it really wasn't, I guess in terms of comparing to the Yankee win, because obviously scores are very similar, it was a little bit different. Mets really just had 2 huge innings that brought obviously a ton of scores in, but it actually was the Twins that started off the scoring early, top of the first. Byron Buxton gets an RBI single. Margot hit like this really nice double in between, Winker and Bader. Winker, obviously getting his first start as a Met. And you're kind of thinking like, all right, Quintana here, the soft throwing guy, the Twins, their bats were heating up. People started swinging now and making contact. So you're like, all right, this could be kind of a long night there for Jose, but he really buckles down. And he just starts fooling the batters, I think, with those off-speed pitches, those breaking balls. And I just feel like, like we've seen so much from Quintana. I mean, his fastball that reaches 93 just doesn't really do it, So I think when making that adjustment was huge. So you're down 1-0 early, and it's not till the bottom of the 4th here we see some more scoring. It was Pete Alonso getting his 22nd home run of the season, which really jump-started this offense. It was a solo shot, though. And like I said, this was one of those big blow-up innings there for Richardson over there. Because right after that, I mean, it was just Winker gets walked. I think Vandos had a single before that. And then McNeil singles right there. So, I mean, at that point, you have bases juiced. It's great. And then coming up there, bottom of the 4th, Torrens singles to score Vientos. After that, you have Lindor, RBI single scoring McNeil. And then Nimmo, sac fly, scores Torrens. Bader's at 3rd at this point. Martinez up, sac fly RBI. Bader scores. I mean, it was just an absolute clinic in that 4th inning. And Richardson, it was just a snowball effect at that point. I mean, he just became so hittable. He absolutely lost his location. And the Mets were digging for a lot of pitches too that maybe, Richardson may have thought like could get some strikeouts, but I mean, they were just swinging the bat so well in that fourth inning. Turned, you're down 1-0. All of a sudden, now you're up 6-1 in control of the game.
Only one home run too. All situational hitting, singles, sac flies.
Yeah, and you have to see that. As we've seen a lot of that from the Mets. And I think to have it start off too with that solo shot from Alonso, I think was huge too. But at that point, it's 6-1. Quintana definitely, you could tell, felt way more relaxed.
Yeah, just throw it over
again, and that's what he was doing. Still going to those breaking balls. He ends up going 6 innings, 5 Ks, only 1 walk. So again, those breaking balls not only were effective but were accurate. He was literally painting corners. That ball was going exactly where he wanted it to be every single time. And the Twins at that point had no answer, I think, for the Met lineup, and they're tacking on runs. 6th inning is their second blowout inning here. It starts off with an RBI single from Brendan Nimmo. Martinez, RBI ground out. Vientos gets hit, actually, I think, or maybe just get walked. I think it just maybe would have been, I think it was that 4-pitch walk, which, scores in another run. Here you go, Jeff McNeil, a sac fly RBI. He's been on absolute fire. Bader gets the hit by pitch, actually, on the foot. Which brings in Taylor. And then again, at that point, it's 11-1, and you're still tacking on runs the next inning. RBI double for Alonso, another RBI double for McNeil, and then a third RBI double by Torrens. So you want to talk about being a double machine. Again, just massive offense, 15-1 at that point. Top of the 9th there, you do give up a solo shot. Jose Butto does. But nonetheless, Butto goes 3 innings. He was looking great too. You had a phenomenal play in the outfield. Tyrone Taylor robs a home run. I forget off of who, but literally jumps off the wall. Glove, phenomenal play. So you have to see that. It just seemed the Mets were having so much fun after splitting the series against the Braves, dropping those last 2 games. I think it was a huge bounce back game, not only for Quintana, but obviously, the Mets offense as well. I think we spoke about it too. Saturday they got shut out. Sunday they didn't score till like the 6th or 7th inning. So they went quite a few innings without scoring any runs and absolutely torching the Twins. I believe the Mets are now 14-6 in their last 20 games. They remain on fire. They're 6 games over 500 now. I think Quintana had a great start. If he can continue that level of play, again, I know it's Minnesota. You may think like, all right, no big deal here. It's certainly not like the Phillies or anything. But this Minnesota team, like I said, 58 wins. They're really nothing to sneeze at coming out of the Central. I want to say they got to be first in the Central, right?
Yes.
So they're a solid team, and for the Mets, like I said, to have this much offense, I think is huge right now. Huge, without even Alvarez in the lineup. Too.
And my mistake here. They're actually in second.
Cleveland is in first.
They're actually 5.5 back. And Kansas City 1 game behind them. But wild card wise, right now they are the second wild card. And then Kansas City 3rd, Boston 1 game out, Seattle 2.5 back, Tampa 3.5 back. It's interesting with Tampa with the sell-off. They are in the conversation, but it just I don't know. I guess they feel now is the time to restock the cupboard.
Yeah, and I agree. I feel like they're what, 2 games over. I feel like they'd be probably around that at the end of the year, regardless.
Yeah, yeah. They were talking about this yesterday as Renee coming in the other room, not looking at us.
No.
Sorry, but the Wander Franco thing just killed him. If that never happens, completely different story.
Yeah, that and they were building in the team around him.
Yeah.
Oh,
the big contract. Dude. I don't know what the deal is with that, but nevertheless, they are sellers. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So the Mets tonight, Festa Manaya. So good opportunity for the Mets to score some more runs. Festa 816.
Come on, average. Dude. And especially coming off a night like that, you would imagine the Mets almost repeat. McNeil, I know we spoke about it. You're not, obviously hot on McNeil, but 3 RBIs last night. That guy, his split for July has got to be ridiculous.
I'm just telling you, I know they won't do it, but now would be the time to trade him.
I know, dude.
Is he a free agent too?
I don't know. I don't think so, dude. Let's see. I want to say, let's see. Club option in 27.
He's making 15.7 next year.
Wait. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. Payroll
Jeez,
annual
man.
15.7.
I mean, I know that's not crazy, but at the same time, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, dude. At this point, yeah. I mean, you want to push for him to do well, but I don't know. I mean, something happened, dude. Like he's been batting so well since the All-Star break, absolutely killing it. In the series coming back, I forget who he even played coming back, but even the Subway Series killed it. Obviously, even against the Braves, I mean, the bat's been hot. The guy is a tremendous defender. I mean, he really is. He's a great second baseman, even his level of play in the outfield. So, I mean, whatever happened, the guy didn't start for probably close to 2 months.
I feel like it wasn't 2 months. That's a long time. It was probably 3 weeks.
No way.
2
dude.
months, though. I mean, how many games has he played this year?
Let's see. Oh, actually, I have it right up here.
If you go down, it'll show you. 90? 99 games.
99 games.
And let's see so right now there's been 108. So I mean, yeah, it definitely was not 2 months. Because that wouldn't.
Oh, I guess it feels way. I guess maybe just because when Marte was injured and they threw him in right for a little bit. I guess just because we've seen Iglesias start so many games at second.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, the guy didn't start for a while, and
Yeah.
you're paying him a lot of money. Something happened. I mean, the guy's bat's been ridiculous right now.
But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, like no one would even want to pay the contract. So I guess you're kind of stuck with him at this point.
Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing at this point.
But there's no concern he reverts. I mean, that has to be on the back of your mind a little bit.
I want him to revert to the year he won the batting title. That's the revert I want, dude.
Of course, but I'm saying like you're not thinking about like the way he looked earlier in the season at all.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, look at the way the whole team was looking like it,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just him, it was the entire team. And I think whatever Mendoza did, sitting him for a few games, however long it was, I mean, it obviously made an impact on him. Whatever he worked on, he figured it out. I mean, he's hitting for contact. He's not worried about swinging for the fences. He does seem a little bit more calm, may I say, out there in the field too. So, I mean, you got to like that, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What's your prediction? Do you think they do anything crazy before 6 or no?
I don't know, dude. I mean, there's talks about them getting another pitcher, like a starter.
Yep.
And I know we mentioned Blake Snell. I guess so. And God, I mean, I know it's gonna be great. I just wish at that point they should just fucking pick them up in the offseason.
Yeah, like, not to give up. But maybe you don't have to give up because of that uncertainty with the money, and I guess some of it's deferred. So I don't know if the new team would be on the hook.
Oh, I don't know.
Bonus 2026,
right?
I don't know how all that works.
I know it's very tough. Honestly, if I had to guess, I don't think they end up really doing anything.
Yeah.
Especially yesterday DFA Diekman and brought up Matt Gage, dude.
Yeah.
Who's like a career minor leaguer. He's like, I don't know, probably 30. Literally has had limited time in the major leagues. Coming over from the Dodgers, I think. I actually did a little research. He was in the Yankees organization for a little bit.
Okay.
Traded to the Dodgers for Caleb Ferguson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that can kind of give you an idea on what this guy's worth a little bit. So, I mean, again, like, what is that? I wouldn't even say he's mid-level, like, reliever. Like, I just don't know what that was. Again, maybe he's better than Diekman. Maybe.
Yeah.
But, like, what the hell at that point? You might as well almost have Diekman out there.
It is interesting, not to toot my own horn, but I did believe recently, I did say that they would be caught in between, not make many moves.
Yeah, but like, what the hell, dude? How do you? It looks like you're sitting around being like indecisive.
Yeah.
Like, then make the moves, dude.
Yeah.
Like, then go ahead.
I honestly think this is what it is, and it doesn't seem like he oversteps that much, but I think Stearns probably is all like, let's just sell off, what we have, and Cohen just can't sign off on that. So that's why they're in between.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, just to simplify it. I mean,
right. But then, like, why did you bring Stearns in if you're not going to listen to him? Then, like, if he just says,
I've told you,
dude.
Cohen, I don't know. I just think like he went into this with a very much lack of experience, and obviously, any first-time owner is going to have the same thing. But I don't know. I don't know if he's the right guy for the job. Honestly, I think like he just hasn't done what everybody was hoping for at this point. Yeah, it kind of has missed by a lot, honestly, because really hasn't been good. I mean, obviously, yes, you like this stretch, of course, but you wanted more by now, and you know that. obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, again, that year in the wild card where we made it there, we played the Padres, over 100 wins that year. I mean, that was because of Cohen. I mean, like, he brought in Buck, like he brought in the necessary pieces to get to 100 wins that year.
Yeah,
like he did that.
But the unraveling after, you feel like he should.
Right, but is that him not being able to pivot? Is maybe that's the inexperience? But at the end of the day, I mean, it is your players that didn't do well.
Yeah.
Imagine if the Mets played like this all year, like obviously they have the ability to. Like, imagine if Lindor just got off to a hot start and then remained consistent, not even to this crazy level, but just consistent after that.
I think what it is, though, when I just look at it from this, you went in, he's talking 5-year plan, World Series. Everybody had the notion he's going to buy this guy, buy that guy. And I'm saying he hasn't. So just from that angle, I mean, you had to have expected him to spend a lot more money by now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, when you think about some of the guys that they've missed, it's tough. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, even like, Yamamoto, Ohtani, these guys that they missed. It's not like Cohen didn't make offers, though. Like, he made them the offers.
But I think everyone was expecting, like, oh, you want Ohtani, $800 million, and him to just be. But I'm saying, not that isn't crazy, but I think everybody was expecting that. Were they not?
But that's fucking crazy. I wasn't 800 million. No way. I don't know. Maybe. But that is crazy, and it would be ridiculous if he did do that.
And obviously, I didn't want it, but also I think he kind of laid down with Aaron Judge. Like, if he really wanted him, why didn't he offer him $600 million? You know what I mean? Like, these are just the type of things that you could say. Like, he hasn't gone the extra mile, dollars and cents, and everybody was 100% certain that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't go extra miles, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, he did throw out big contracts out there, to bring in Scherzer and Verlander.
Yeah,
I mean,
but even those weren't like
they were getting paid over $30 million a year.
Yeah, but I'm saying like $30 million a year. But I mean, everybody was expecting the 300, the 400, the $500 million contracts, and it hasn't even been close to that. The only thing he kind of did, and then obviously bailed, was Correa.
Right, but I mean.
No, I mean, not to
whose
say,
fault again. Like, that situation was just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, but maybe inexperience, not doing your due diligence with the medicals.
It seemed like there was some fishy shit going on. Even
you think Correa cheating again?
I don't know. Maybe dude. Right. Like the whole thing with the Giants. I mean, like multiple teams were like, "Wait a minute, now, like we can't take you." Yeah. So I don't know. So weird. That whole thing was crazy too. But I don't know. I still stand by Cohen. Yes, maybe inexperienced, but I think. I don't know. I think he still has a willingness to win. And I mean, regardless, I mean, he's way better than what we had before.
But also, I just think there's something with the fan aspect, like Alonso. Strong finish to the year. Even though we know Stearns is tight, I could see them giving him like a 8-9 year contract. Just because of a hot 2 months to finish the season.
Really?
You don't think so?
8 or 9 years.
Like, if he, let's say, what did you say he has 22 now? Like, if he hits another 15 home runs.
Well, I mean, that would be quite the stretch.
15 and what? Well, I mean, it'd be 70 games. I mean, that's not that, because you think about it. So what is that? Over 162 games, 70, so 80's half the season, 17, 34. That's not that crazy.
No, well, I'm just saying, like, he had 19 going in. He had 19 going into the All-Star break. Like, you tell me he's going to end with 37. Like, that's pretty solid.
But he does that.
Right.
They either don't make the playoffs, losing the wild card round. Are you going to feel yourself, kind of like drawn back into?
Oh, absolutely. What's his average going to be? 250. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know, dude. The average is really killing.
I just feel like, though, even though, because you've acted like you're okay with it, it's time to not pay Alonso. But do you think when it comes down to it, it's like you're gonna want to keep him?
I mean, it's just so tough. Again, yes, maybe it is like just me thinking about him being a homegrown Met player, like remembering his rookie season, coming out onto the stage here with a bang. And also, I mean, I would miss him. I would want to keep him. And I also could imagine him going somewhere else and doing really well. Like, that's going to hurt.
And if it's like the Giants are giving him 9 years, 360, let's just say they do the same Judge deal. And it's like the Mets can match or you can let him go. It's the contract's on your desk. What are you doing? And he does the 230 with the 37. Nothing in the wild card series. No hits. 0 for 9.
0 for 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's only
Come
3 games,
on, dude. But still, it can't even.
Okay, 1 for 8, 1 for 9. I don't know what you want me to say.
I mean, I don't know if he doesn't perform in the
Even if
wild
it's
card
just 3
series,
games,
dude,
that's makes a difference.
what do I have him for? No, I probably would still have him stick around. Dude.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just.
Who are we gonna have? Who do we have to play first base?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Beatty's not going to be playing third every day, and Vientos. I mean, he's your really only other first baseman you can throw there. Like,
but then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best thing for the Mets long term to give him 8 or 9 years.
I honestly could see like Tampa offering him something.
But they don't. That guy is so cheap. He's not paying him. No way. Not even close. Honestly, no.
You don't think
It's
so?
too cheap. Yeah, Giants stand out just because.
Dude, are they going to be on the hook for Franco's like what's the deal with that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure. I have a feeling that they're going to get some type of relief from that. You would think,
right? They have to, dude,
yeah,
because that would be bogus. They do have to pay that.
And before I just want to make one last check here, just to make sure there's nothing we're missing before
the trades. I think I'm sure the second we end the show is
before
big deal.
We do a full-on abbreviated baseball frenzy pick segment, August 31st. Sakura, we have to make our return.
August 31st, Sakura.
No, there's no if what. It's Sakura.
It is Sakura. There's no other place to go. And we're in the MLB. It's the freaking frenzy, baby. Let's go. It's Tuesday, July 30th. It's the big reset here. And as we know, we talked about it, Festa against Manaya, Twins, Mets. Game 2 here, 7:10 p.m. You have the Mets minus 125. Tickets as low as $13 in Flushing. Over under is going to be set at 8.5. Vegas expecting some more hits, as I would. And honestly, in my opinion, 8.5, a little bit low. So, I'm hammering the over. If you're at home listening, I would hammer the over too. Manaya, you want to look at his last few starts here. He's 6-4 in the year, 3.74 ERA. As I mentioned, his last couple starts, not terrible. Yankees 4 1/3, labored 2 earned runs off of 2 solo shots, I believe. But before that, Miami 5 innings, and then he had a great stretch out of 3 games, 2 of them 7 innings. I could see him going 7 again tonight against the Twins. I think it's 7 innings. I think in that 7th inning, maybe a 2-run homer he gives up. Final line, 7 innings, 3 earned runs, maybe 6 or 7 Ks, 2 walks. Nothing crazy, but getting through this game. And we know it's going to be, for me, I think another double-digit night for the Mets offense. Alvarez, I know he was out yesterday, resting his shoulder soreness. I guess we'll see what happens. But regardless, Terrence has been great as a backup as well. And we know every other bat has been hot. Jeff McNeil, a 2-dinger night. Lindor, another dinger. I know we saw a lot of sac fly RBIs yesterday. We're going to see way more home runs. I'm going to say 5 home runs as a team tonight for the Mets. They win this game 12-4. Mets in the over.
Wow, 27 runs in 2 games.
That
would be something. Yeah, I really like the Yankees tonight because, listen, this is going to be a pitcher's duel. Nola, Cole, obviously Cole missed a lot of the season, was roughed up a little bit last start. Nola's pitched well this year, but Yankee bats are hot. And I think Cole is like, fire the fuck up and is like, enough of this. I want to really reestablish myself. I'm the reigning Cy Young Award winner. It's like when Matthew would say, come on. So I want to say he's going to go, let's say 6 1/3. He's going to strike out 10, 2 earned runs. I think Aaron Judge hits his 40th home run of the year. Stan hits his first homer off the injured list. And I think the Yankees will win this game 5-3. Clay Holmes, an immaculate 9 to ease the fears of us Yankee fans here. So it's the Yankees and it's the under.
Wow, dude. All right, next game here. Second game for me. Mariners, Red Sox, Paxton, Castillo. Interesting. I don't know, dude. I kind of like that game, to be honest. Good matchup. But yeah, let's do it. Give me the Red Sox tonight. Why not here? The Mariners, Justin Turner will even be activated. I don't even know. But the Red Sox here, obviously, first start there for Paxton. this year for the Red Sox. Obviously coming over from the Dodgers here, 8-2, 4.43 ERA. ERA obviously a little high, but the wins and losses has been great. Castillo, I guess, battled back a little bit, 3.38 ERA now, respectable. And I forget who's the freaking, is it the outfielder for the Red Sox? The Asian guy.
Oh, Yoshida.
Yoshida, yeah, dude. I think he's on like a 5 or 6 game hit streak. That continues tonight. Give me a dinger from him too. Paxton pitches a respectable quality start, 6 innings, 2 earned runs maybe. And Castillo maybe gets into a little trouble in the 5th. That's where Yoshida comes in. And we know about the rest of the company. Rafael Devers getting maybe his 24th and 25th home run at Fenway tonight. Red Sox go on to win this game over under 10.5, which is pretty high for my liking. I say Red Sox win. I'll say 6-3, just in the over there for the Red Sox. What do you have, Brian, game 2?
Jeez, Mets fan, and then he's hammering the Red Sox. What's going on here?
I don't know.
This guy? The Dodgers in the Padres, believe it or not, are now, not only are they 6 over 500 at 57 and 51, so in the thick of things here on that wild card, but they actually are up 5-3 in this season series, which started all the way back in March in Seoul. I remember watching that game live here.
That was cool.
But they haven't won the season series in a while. I think there's a reason for that. Glass now pitching for the Dodgers up against the knuckleballer, Matt Waldron. I think Ohtani and Freeman with 2 homers each, Tony. Glass now 7 strong. The Dodgers winning this game 10-2. So it's the Dodgers and it's the over.
All right, dude. I guess let's go to Camden Yards. Why not, dude? Let's pick the Orioles to win tonight. Why not? They're playing
the team that I don't like.
I mean, I'm sorry, though. Come on,
let's do
first of all, dude, come on. Burns versus Bassett. Like, how do you not take this
you've
one?
always been big on Bassett.
Not this year. He sucked. 8-9, 3.78, and against Corbin Burns, 10-4, 2.54. Over under, it's 8.5. I think the Orioles could score 8.5 on their own, dude. Between Gunnar Henderson, obviously killing it. I think he is 3rd in the league in first inning home runs.
9.
I think he was tied for second.
Tied for second.
Tied
yes.
for second in the league. Now he's taking second place with a first inning dinger off of Bassett. Why not for his 10th home run in the first inning this year? And I think from there, it's all downhill. Orioles go on to win this game. I'm going to say 9-1. Orioles in the over.
A little strong there, Tony. By the way, Vladdy heating up. Average over 300, 21 home runs. Maybe he's back. Do they move him? We haven't heard anything about that. Maybe they wait till the offseason. But 3rd game, final game here, Tony. I'm going to go with the matchup between the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Love the Pirates story recently. But the problem here, Bailey Falter on the mound against Hunter Brown. Brown, after a disastrous start to the season, has been one of the better pitchers really since May, Tony, which is kind of crazy. So I think he'll dominate this Pirates lineup. I think Falter gets hammered and gives up 6 runs over 3 2/3. Astros big over the Pirates. I'm going to say 10-4. So it's the Astros, it's the over, and just like that, that is your baseball frenzy. And I know I broke my own rule there with the Astros. Maybe I'm just giving you a hard time. I don't know.
Yep.
But for picks, it's different. But it was just the point. Like, come on, Red Sox, really?
I think they're going to win tonight. I really do. I picked up your sheet on my fast team this morning.
So there was something behind it.
Yes, of course.
Jason Pilla.
It's Go, dude.
Who is that again?
A former student of mine.
Oh, he says, you like jazz? Oh, that's sweet jazz. Only if we could hear what Sterling would say on the radio. He says, Soler back to the Braves, which I didn't miss. So that's a good point there.
There we go.
Matthew Gabriel says, just boy, Lonnie, what's good? Tony's an absolute diehard Jets fan. Lonnie, you already know, bud.
That's right, dude. All in this year, even though like Rodgers is being a total dick, but it's all right, dude.
I mean, is it the one thing I would say, because I'm the one at the top of the whole chief thing. But is it at least though somewhat of a good thing that he's going to hold people accountable, that he's not Aaron Boone at quarterback position?
He is in Rodgers holding people accountable? Yeah, I guess so. I just want him to hold himself accountable.
Yeah.
But again, at the end of the day, if he comes in this season and performs, like you said, last week or whenever, he just needs to back up what he's saying.
Right.
And then that's it. No one can really talk anything to him. But until that, is seen, we'll see. Until week 1 victory, I'm still gonna be, not that hot on him.
2 days from now on, I believe, ESPN, Texans, Bears. Right now, who's winning?
Texans, hands down.
Bears, Caleb. I don't really even play that.
Honestly, probably not, dude.
But hey, it'd be kind of cool that football's back. Fantasy drafts around the corner. You think you're going to be in fantasy football this year, given your exposure to fantasy baseball? You've been into it.
I mean, if there is,
an
opportunity, I would be down to try.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see how my draft goes and everything, 'cause I've never done that before.
But basically, you'll do it. Josh
I think
will
so.
ask, you'll do it.
If Josh asked me, I absolutely would do it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Absolutely.
And I believe, Tony, because I did see this on the archives, we have an episode of Binge Buddies later.
That is correct, dude. Michael and I are going to see Deadpool this afternoon, and fresh off of the theater run, we'll be coming here, little Binge Buddies, 8 p.m. Hammered, reviewing the movie, hammered, and then talking about, that's going to be probably most of the show right there, because this is like probably the biggest movie release of the summer, honestly, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Deadpool Wolverine, the 3rd movie. I know you're not really into it, but it's like a big deal.
Yeah. So everybody that's into that, definitely will want to tune in at 8. We're gonna say 8.
We're gonna go for the 8.
Could be pushed back to 8:30.
Probably not. Though.
A pie.
Gonna try to go. I know. So we have the meatloaf here. Actually,
meatloaf here. Okay.
We're gonna try to go for the hard 8. So let's do it, dude.
Let's go. So everybody check that out. Tomorrow's going to be a big show. Obviously, we'll recap, all the trades that are going to be made from now until 6 Eastern, as well as our preview of the Olympic golf competition from France.
So
that'll be interesting. And then hopefully, we're recapping yet another Yankee win tomorrow. We'll have to see, but we really appreciate everybody who tuned in today and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony Mugger, Renee, and Jay in costume. The merch at downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy Binge Buddies. Let's go, Yankees! And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.